Saturday, 22 October 2022, and as you can see, I'm over candles, and this one is not going to have any images and screenshots and things like that. I just want to talk about something that I've been thinking a lot about the past few months. Democracy. It's a word that is being thrown around by the West like crazy, and all the woke guys are throwing it around. But the reality is that democracy is a farce. And you may think that I'm crazy to say that, but think a moment. If you look at Europe, the EU, it's a lot of countries in there, but they are controlled by the EC in Brussels. And think carefully about this. Not one of those people there in Brussels have been elected for that position. And they've got all the power. Unelected, all the power. Ursula von der Crazy and her cabal, they made the decision to cut Europe off from Russian energy. They made the decision. Not the people of Europe, not democratic referendums. Those people in Brussels, they decided to institute sanctions against Russia. And we all know today what the results are of those sanctions. They've been backfiring big time. And the people in the countries are suffering. Where's the democracy there? Then, let's go a little bit higher. Who instructs von der Crazy and her cabal? The newcons in America, sitting there in the shithouse, making all the plans, and instructing von der Crazy what to do. The WEF in Davos, sitting there, pulling the ropes. Again, where's the democracy? Who voted for the WEF? Take it a bit further. The WHO. All the shit that was unleashed on us with the pestilence were on instructions and guidelines given by the WHO. Who voted for the WHO? When were they chosen? By who were they chosen? Nobody. They just come out and say this and this and this must happen, and the governments do it. Now let's step down to the governments. You think the South African government is a democracy? You're living in la la land. Look at what happens in practice. We've got a constitution that dictates that there will be proportional representation in parliament. So the people vote for a party, the party votes are get counted, and they get their percentage of the seats. Who is sitting in those seats? Not somebody that you voted for. No. You didn't vote for that person that sits in that seat. The way it works is that these political parties claim that they make their lists up from the will of the constituents. They're talking cuck, man. They're talking cuck. It's a bullshit story. In reality, once the seats are allocated, there's a small group of people that makes the decision on who is going to get those seats. So, it can happen that the bulk of those seats are occupied from people, by people, coming from the same city, and they're supposed to represent their constituents nationwide. So it's bullshit. That's why you see in the ANC specifically, it's always a selected group of people that get the seats. Look at the EFF. It's a small selected group that gets the seats. The same with the DA. The same with the Freedom Front. The same with all these parties. The people, the voters, have no fucking say in who the hell is sitting in those seats in Parliament. Same thing happens in the local councils. Same thing. You don't vote for a person and that person gets elected and that person wins that ward and that person goes to the council. No, you vote for a fucking party and the party leadership decides who is placed in the council. So don't come with this cock of democracy. It is no democracy. If it was a true democracy, councillors and members of parliament and ministers would not last after they do stupid things like these leaders are doing currently. So, if you are one of those IQ 70, 30% pass keyboard warriors on Twitter, just remember one thing. You are cannon fodder. That party that you are defending so violently and brutally and enthusiastically on social media, that party will devour you. Go and look what has happened now recently in Los Angeles. They passed a bill that makes it now legal that humans can be turned into compost. So after you die, they make compost of you. Think about that. That is your destination. Compost. They don't have any use for you. The New World Order don't have use for you. The WF refers to you as a useless eater. This is what they did to you. Why do you think they were so violent and vicious to get that snake poison jabbed into everybody? Because they know, once you've taken that shit, you're done. They have no use for you. If you are a guy without matric, with no skills, they have no use for you. You will be replaced by a computer, by a robot. That is what's going to happen to you. You will be replaced by a robot. And Malema is playing into their hands with this thing of no borders, because that is part of the New World Order plan, the One World Order plan. No borders, no countries, no families, no religion. That is what they plan. And Malema plays with them. And if you are an EFF supporter, you must just understand, short and sweet, you are destined to be compost. Don't bluff yourself. Look at the lifestyle of Malema, and then go and look at the lifestyle in the squatter camps, where his constituents are. Think about this. They are having a royal time with the uninformed, unintelligent people of the world. They've said, there's publications there where they stated that once they've installed enough fear, the people will line up to be exterminated. Don't forget that. So you're sitting there in your flat or wherever with your cell phone and you're bleating shit out on Twitter. Don't think you're going to make a difference. Don't think for a moment you have any value. You are just compost. That is what you are. All you are good for is spreading their message. Think about that. So don't come with this democracy shit. Democracy is an illusion. Nothing is democratic. Go and look in America. They're making a big song and dance about democracy. The reality is, doesn't matter who you vote for, Republicans or Democrats, your destiny is the same. Unless the people wake up and resist. And the things that you must protect with everything that you have is families. A father, a mother, children, grandparents, uncles, aunts, people that care about you. Why do you think the West hates Putin? Because in Russia, they don't have a parent number 1 and a parent number 2. They have a father and a mother. That's what they have there. In Russia, you're not allowed to spew your transgender, gay, pedophile shit on TV, in the papers, and on websites and things like that. It's against the law. That's why the Western cabal hates Russia. Democracy by the West starts when they bomb a country into oblivion, killing millions, destroying their homes, destroying their infrastructure, destroying their businesses. Then they have nothing. And that is what the One World Order want. They want you to be in a position where you have nothing, so that you will not object to be exterminated. Don't believe me, just read. Just go and do some searches and read. Part of the WEF, New World Order, globalist agenda is that one thing. By 2030 you will own nothing and you will be happy. You will be eating fucking insects and you will be happy. While they are dining on the finest that the world can offer. Open your eyes. You're sitting there on Twitter wasting your time with racist bullshit. Racism is one of the tools that this global order is using to divide our country, to divide our societies. That is what they do. And if you promote it, you are a tool in their hands. And just remember, you are destined for the compost heap. They have said it. They have no room for useless eaters. So think about it. Think about what your contribution to society is there where you sit tweeting your shit. What do you represent? Do you represent business opportunities? Do you represent employment opportunities? If you don't, you're a useless eater in their eyes. Not me saying it. That's what the globalists say. You're a useless eater. So think about it. When you're bleating your cock out on Twitter about white people, think about your own position. You are doomed for the compost heap. And you hate the white people because we resist these globalists. We are intelligent enough to see what the fuck they're planning for us. And we are fighting them. And our best weapons that we have, and you can see it in our community, is our families, our religion. These globalists hate that because in families you're surrounded by love, and that is how you survive, because Satan has got no chance in a family that is filled with love. But when you're sitting there in your flat or in your Sinkaya somewhere, tweeting all your cuck, you all alone, you don't even know who your father is. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying to you now. Just think about it. What is your contribution to the world? Do you represent any business? Do you represent any job opportunities? If the answer is no, you are compost. And on this Saturday, you must excuse me, and you can hate me. I don't care. I don't care. I'm telling you what is planned for you. Not for you only, for all of us. What you must do is you must find people that can help you survive. You must find people where you can be surrounded by love. That is what you must go for. You must go and look. The black people in general in South Africa is easy prey for the globalists because black families has evaporated. I read somewhere more than 80% of black children grow up in environments where there is no father and mother at the head of the family. Think about that. And next time, before you bleat your racism cock out on Twitter or on Facebook, ask yourself one question. Am I compost? Because don't believe me, go and research it. They're already passing laws in California making it legal to make compost of useless people. The worst part of it is people are going to go willingly to be slaughtered and go to compost. Think about that. I hope you are deeply fucking disturbed at this point in time, because you must be disturbed. If you want to, hit a like, and hit a subscribe, and share it. If you don't want to, close the fucking tab. Thank you.